When he presides over the Juvenile Court twice per week in the Supreme Court complex on White Park Road, Magistrate Graveney Bannister sees most of the young offenders who pass through the system. And given all that's happening with crime island-wide, the judicial official is not convinced the numbers are that high among young offenders, noting many of them come before the court multiple times. He says it's a situation that is heavily influenced by their circumstances. So things like being from single-parent homes, the lack of a father figure, and no spirituality are among the factors predisposing some youngsters to engage in criminal behavior.
In our day, we had to go to Sunday school. Sometimes we had to go to church more than once a day. Nowadays, a lot of our parents who were brought up in the church do not encourage their children to come to church or encourage them in any level of spirituality. And I would contend that because of the lack of spirituality, a lot of our young people do not have the brakes to apply when they're faced with the challenges of this life.
Sociologist Dr. Lisa Brome, who also addressed the workshop, took issue with part of the magistrate's assessment. She doesn't support the long-held argument that single-parent households in Barbados are, in fact, failing. She thinks it's an area that needs further study, but within the context of the history of the region.
Many of us have seen success in our children, and we did it single-handedly, sometimes playing the role of both mother and father, sometimes playing the role of both father and mother, sometimes being raised by the grandparent only, and having a successful outcome. And we can tell many, many stories of people who struggled as single parents to put their children in place via education to get set their children up for success as best they can. So I'm saying that these are some of the issues that we need to resolve and to delve deeper into. To understand then, what are the needs of single parent families to make it a little easier in child rearing?
Now, regarding the young offenders, Magistrate Bannister says boys most frequently come before the courts for stabbing, while girls are more likely to challenge authority, using obscene and other offensive language. He said some exhibit psychiatric problems.
Some do have problems with drugs or drug use or abuse. And then there's another group who are not doing well in school, who cannot read or write. And I find that among the group that cannot read or write is where we find most of the violence. My court tries to divert them away from the court system by using the agencies such as probation, NCSA, Verdant House, DECS, and other agencies to see how we can get these young people away from the court system.
Well, no, the workshop was the final in the Engage, Educate and Empower series, organised by the BLP's Christchurch West Executive and the constituency's MP, Dr. William Duguid. Lisa Brome, CBC News.